The first tablet 1. When in the height heaven was not named, 2. And the earth beneath did not yet bear a name, 3. And the primeval Apsu, who begat them, 4. And Chaos, Tiamat, the mother of them both, 5. Their waters were mingled together, 6. And no field was formed, no marsh was to be seen, 7. When of the gods none had been called into being, 8. And none bore a name, and no destinies were ordained, 9. Then were created the gods in the midst of a heaven, 10. Lamu and Lahamu were called into being. 11. Ages increased, 12. Then Anshar and Kishar were created, and over them. 13. Long were the days, then there came forth. 14. Anu, their son. 15. Anshar and Anu. 16. And the god Anu. 17. Nudimad, whom his fathers his begetters. 18. Abounding in all wisdom. 19. He was exceeding strong. 20. He had no rival. 21. Thus were established and were the great gods. 22. But Tiamat and Apsu were still in confusion. 23. They were troubled and 24. In disorder. 26. And Tiamat roared. 25. Apsu was not diminished in might. 27. She smote, and their deeds. 28. Their way was evil. 29. Then Apsu, the begetter of the great gods, 30. Cried unto Mummu, his minister, and said unto him, 31. O Mummu, thou minister that rejoicest my spirit, 32. Come, unto Tiamat let us go. 33. So they went, and before Tiamat they lay down, 34. They consulted on a plan with regard to the gods of their sons. 35. Apsu opened his mouth and spake, 36. And unto Tiamat, the glistening one, he addressed the word, 37. Their way, 38. By day I cannot rest, by night I cannot lie down in peace. 39. But I will destroy their way, I will, 40. Let there be lamentation, and let us lie down again in peace. 41. When Tiamat heard these words, 42. She raged and cried aloud. 43. She grievously, 44. She uttered a curse, and unto Apsu she spake of 45. What then shall we do? 46. Let their way be made difficult, and let us lie down again in peace. 47. Mummu answered, and gave counsel unto Apsu, 48. And hostile to the gods was the counsel Mummu gave, 49. Come, their way is strong, but thou shalt destroy it, 50. Then by day shalt thou have rest, by night shalt thou lie down in peace. 51. Apsu hearkened unto him, and his countenance grew bright, 52. Since he, i.e. Mummu, planned evil against the gods his sons. 53. He was afraid, 54. His knees became weak, they gave way beneath him, 55. Because of the evil which their firstborn had planned. 56. There they altered. 58. Lamentation, they sat in sorrow, 57. They, 59. 60. Then Ea, who knoweth all that is, went up, and he beheld their muttering. 61. 62. His pure incantation, 63. 64. 65. Misery, 66. 67. Lines 68 to 82 are wanting. 83. 84. 85. The god Anu, 86. And Avon Ger 87. 88. And he shall confound Tiamat. 89. He. 90. Forever. 91. The evil, 92. He spake, 93. Thy. He hath conquered, and 94. He who weepeth and sitteth in tribulation. 95. Of fear, 96. We shall not lie down in peace. 97. Apsu is laid waste, 98. And Mummu, who were taken captive in. 99. Thou didst. 100. Let us lie down in peace. 101. They will smite. 102. Let us lie down in peace. 103. Thou shalt take vengeance for them. 104. Unto the tempest shalt thou. 105. And Tiamat hearkened unto the word of the bright God, and said, 106. Shalt thou entrust Let us wage a war. 107. The gods in the midst of. 108. For the gods did she create. 109. They banded themselves together, and at the side of Tiamat they advanced. 110. They were furious, they devised mischief without resting in night and day. 111. They prepared for battle, fuming and raging. 112. They joined their forces and made war. 113. Amuhubu, who formed all things. 114. Made in addition of weapons invincible, she spawned monster serpents. 115. Sharp of a tooth and merciless of fang. 116. With poison instead of blood she filled their bodies. 117. Fierce monster vipers she clothed with terror. 118. With splendor she decked them, she made them of lofty stature. 119. Whoever beheld them, terror overcame him. 120. Their bodies reared up and none could withstand their attack. 121. She set up vipers and dragons and the monster Lahamu. 122. And hurricanes and raging hounds and scorpion men. 123. And mighty tempests and fishmen and rams. 124. They bore cruel weapons without fear of the fight. 125. Her commands were mighty, none could resist them. 126. After this fashion, huge of stature, she made 11 monsters. 127. Among the gods who were her sons, inasmuch as he had given her support. 128. She exalted Kingu, in their midst she raised him to power. 129. To march before the forces, to lead the host. 130. To give the battle signal, to advance to the attack. 131. To direct the battle, to control the fight. 132. Unto him she entrusted, in a costly raiment she made him sit, saying. 133. I have uttered thy spell, in the assembly of the gods I have raised thee to power. 134. The dominion over all the gods have I entrusted unto him. 135. Be thou exalted, thou my chosen spouse. 136. May they magnify thy name over all of them. The Anunnaki. 137. She gave him the tablets of destiny, on his breast she laid them, saying. 138. Thy command shall not be without avail, and the word of thy mouth shall be established. 139. Now Kingu, thus exalted, having received the power of Anu. 140. Decreed the fate among the gods his sons, saying. 141. Let the opening of your mouth quench the fire god. 142. Whoso is exalted in the battle, let him display his might. The second tablet. 1. Tiamat made weighty her handiwork. 2. Evil she wrought against the gods her children. 3. To avenge Apsu, Tiamat planned evil. 4. But how she had collected her forces, the god, unto Ea divulged. 5. Ea hearkened to this thing, and 6. He was a grievous, lie afflicted, and he sat in sorrow. 7. The days went by, and his anger was appeased. 8. And to the place of Anshar his father he took his way. 9. He went and standing before Anshar, the father who begat him. 10. All that Tiamat had plotted he repeated unto him. 11. Saying, Tiamat our mother hath conceived a hatred for us. 12. With all her force she raggeth, full of wrath. 13. All the gods have turned to her. 14. With those whom ye created, they go at her side. 15. They are banded together, and at the side of Tiamat they advance. 16. They are furious, they devise mischief without resting night and day. 17. They prepare for battle, fuming and raging. 18. They have joined their forces and are making war. 19. Amuhuba, who formed all things. 20. Hath made in addition weapons invincible, she hath spawned monster serpents. 21. Sharp of tooth and merciless of fang. 22. With poison instead of blood she hath filled their bodies. 23. Fierce monster vipers she hath clothed with terror. 24. With splendor she hath decked them, she hath made them of lofty stature. 25. Whoever beholdeth them is overcome by terror. 26. Their bodies rear up and none can withstand their attack. 27. She hath set up vipers and dragons. And the 28. And hurricanes and raging hounds and scorpion men. 29. And mighty tempests and fishmen and rams. 30. They bear cruel weapons without fear of the fight. 31. Her commands are mighty, none can resist them. 32. After this fashion, huge of stature, hath she made 11 monsters. 33. Among the gods who are her sons, inasmuch as he hath given her support. 34. She hath exalted Kingu, in their midst she hath raised him to power. 35. To march before the forces, to lead the host. 36. To give the battle signal, to advance to the attack. 37. To direct the battle, to control the fight. 38. Unto him hath she entrusted, in costly raiment she hath made him sit, saying. 39. I have uttered thy spell, in the assembly of the gods I have raised thee to power. 40. The dominion over all the gods have I entrusted unto thee. 41. Be thou exalted, thou my chosen spouse. 42. May they magnify thy name over all of them. 43. She hath given him the tablets of destiny, on his breast she laid them, saying. 44. Thy command shall not be without avail, and the word of thy mouth shall be established. 45. Now Kingu, thus exalted, having received the power of Anu. 46. Decreed the fate for the gods, her sons, saying. 47. Let the opening of your mouth quench the fire god. 48. Whoso is exalted in the battle, let him display his might. 49. When Anshar heard how Tiamat was mightily in revolt. 50. He bit his lips. 51. His mind was not at peace. 52. He made a bitter lamentation. 53. Battle. 54. Thou. 55. Mummu and Apsu thou hast smitten. 56. But Tiamat hath exalted Kingu, and where is one who can oppose her? 57. Deliberation. 58. The over the gods and UDIMMUD, a gap of about 10 lines occurs here. 69. 70. 71. 72. Anshar unto his son addressed the word. 73. My mighty hero. 74. Whose strength is great, and whose onslaught cannot be withstood. 75. Go and stand before Tiamat. 76. That her spirit may be appeased, that her heart may be merciful. 77. But if she will not hearken unto thy word. 78. Our word shalt thou speak unto her, that she may be pacified. 79. He heard the word of his father Anshar. 80. And he directed his path to her, towards her he took the way. 81. Anu drew nigh, he beheld the muttering of Tiamat. 82. But he could not withstand her, and he turned back. 83. Anshar. 84. He spake unto him. 85. Upon me the gap of about 20 lines occurs here. 104. 105. An avenger. 106. Va alliant. 107. In the place of his decision. 108. He spake unto him. 109. Thy father. 110. Thou art my son, who maketh merciful his heart. 111. To the battle shalt thou draw nigh. 112. He that shall behold thee shall have peace. 113. And the Lord rejoiced at the word of his father. 114. And he drew nigh and stood before Anshar. 115. Anshar beheld him and his heart was filled with joy. 116. He kissed him on the lips and his fear departed from him. 117. O my father, let not the word of thy lips be overcome. 118. Let me go, that I may accomplish all that is in thy heart. 119. O Anshar, let not the word of thy lips be overcome. 120. Let me go, that I may accomplish all that is in thy heart. 121. What man is it, who hath brought thee forth to battle? 122. Tiamat, who is a woman, is armed and attacketh thee. 123. Rejoice and be glad. 124. The neck of Tiamat shalt thou swiftly trample under foot. 125. Rejoice and be glad. 126. The neck of Tiamat shalt thou swiftly trample under foot. 127. O my son, who knoweth all wisdom. 128. Pacify Tiamat with thy pure incantation. 129. Speedily set out upon thy way. 130. For thy blood shall not be poured out, thou shalt return again. 131. The Lord rejoiced at the word of his father. 132. His heart exulted, and unto his father he spake. 133. O Lord of the gods, destiny of the great gods. 134. If I, your avenger. 135. Conquer Tiamat and give you life. 136. Appoint an assembly, make my fate preeminent and proclaim it. 137. In Upshakanaku seat yourselves joyfully together. 138. With my word in place of you will I decree fate. 139. May whatsoever I do remain unaltered. 140. May the word of my lips never be changed nor made of no avail. The third tablet 1. Anshar opened his mouth, and 2. Unto Gaga, his minister, spake the word. 3. O Gaga, thou minis ter that rejoicest my spirit. 4. Unto Lamu and La Amu will I send thee. 5. Thou canst attain. 6. Thou shalt cause to be brought before thee. 7. Let the gods, all of them. 8. Make ready for a feast, at a banquet let them sit. 9. Let them eat bread, let them mix wine. 10. That for Marduk, their avenger, they may decree the fate. 11. Go, Gaga, stand before them. 12. And all that I tell thee, repeat unto them, and say. 13. Anshar, your son, hath sent me. 14. The purpose of his heart he hath made known unto me. 15. He saith that Tiamat our mother hath conceived a hatred for us. 16. With all her force she raggeth, full of wrath. 17. All the gods have turned to her. 18. With those whom ye created, they go at her side. 19. They are banded together, and at the side of Tiamat they advance. 20. They are furious, they devise mischief without resting night and day. 21. They prepare for battle, fuming and raging. 22. They have joined their forces and are making war. 23. Amuhuba, who formed all things. 24. Hath made in addition weapons invincible, she hath spawned monster serpents. 25. Sharp of tooth and merciless of fang. 26. With poison instead of blood she hath filled their bodies. 27. Fierce monster vipers she hath clothed with terror. 28. With splendor she hath decked them, she hath made them of lofty stature. 29. Whoever beholdeth them, terror overcometh him. 30. Their bodies rear up and none can withstand their attack. 31. She hath set up vipers and dragons and the monster Lahamu. 32. And hurricanes and raging hounds and scorpion men. 33. And mighty tempests and fishmen and rams. 34. They bear merciless weapons without fear of the fight. 35. Her commands are mighty, none can resist them. 36. After this fashion, huge of stature, hath she made 11 monsters. 37. Among the gods who are her sons, inasmuch as he hath given her support. 38. She hath exalted Kingu, in their midst she hath raised him to power. 39. To march before the forces, to lead the host. 40. To give the battle signal, to advance to the attack. 41. To direct the battle, to control the fight. 42. Unto him hath she entrusted, in costly raiment she hath made him sit, saying. 43. I have uttered thy spell, in the assembly of the gods I have raised thee to power. 44. The dominion over all the gods have I entrusted unto thee. 45. Be thou exalted, thou my chosen spouse. 46. May they magnify thy name over all of them. The Anunnaki. 47. She hath given him the tablets of destiny, on his breast she laid them, saying. 48. Thy command shall not be without avail, and the word of thy mouth shall be established. 49. Now Kingu, thus exalted, having received the power of Anu. 50. Decreed the fate for the gods, her sons, saying. 51. Let the opening of your mouth quench the fire god. 52. Whoso is exalted in the battle, let him display his might. 53. I sent Anu, but he could not withstand her. 54. Nudimad was afraid and turned back. 55. But Marduk hath set out, the director of the gods, your son. 56. To set out against Tiamat his heart hath prompted him. 57. He opened his mouth and spake unto me, saying. 58. If I, your avenger. 59. Conquer Tiamat and give you life. 60. Appoint an assembly, make my fate preeminent and proclaim it. 61. In Upshakanaku seat yourselves joyfully together. 62. With my word in place of you will I decree fate. 63. May whatsoever I do remain unaltered. 64. May the word of my lips never be changed nor made of no avail. 65. Hasten, therefore, and swiftly decree for him the fate which you bestow. 66. That he may go and fight your strong enemy. 67. Gaga went, he took his way. And 68. Humbly before Lamu and Lahamu, the gods, his fathers. 69. He made obeisance, and he kissed the ground at their feet. 70. He humbled himself, then he stood up and spake unto them, saying. 71. Ansha, your son, hath sent me. 72. The purpose of his heart he hath made known unto me. 73. He saith that Tiamat our mother hath conceived a hatred for us. 74. With all her force she raggeth, full of wrath. 75. All the gods have turned to her. 76. With those whom ye created, they go at her side. 77. They are banded together, and at the side of Tiamat they advance. 78. They are furious, they devise mischief without resting night and day. 79. They prepare for battle, fuming and raging. 80. They have joined their forces and are making war. 81. Amuhuba, who formed all things. 82. Hath made in addition weapons invincible, she hath spawned monster serpents. 83. Sharp of tooth and merciless of fang. 84. With poison instead of blood she hath filled their bodies. 85. Fierce monster vipers she hath clothed with terror. 86. With splendor she hath decked them, she hath made them of lofty stature. 87. Whoever beholdeth them, terror overcometh him. 88. Their bodies rear up and none can withstand their attack. 89. She hath set up vipers and dragons and the monster Lahamu. 90. And hurricanes and raging hounds and scorpion men. 91. And mighty tempests and fishmen and rams. 92. They bear merciless weapons without fear of the fight. 93. Her commands are mighty, none can resist them. 94. After this fashion, huge of stature, hath she made 11 monsters. 95. Among the gods who are her sons, inasmuch as he hath given her support. 96. She hath exalted Kingu, in their midst she hath raised him to power. 97. To march before the forces, to lead the host. 98. To give the battle signal, to advance to the attack. 99. To direct the battle, to control the fight. 100. Unto him hath she entrusted, in costly raiment she hath made him sit, saying. 101. I have uttered thy spell, in the assembly of the gods I have raised thee to power. 102. The dominion over all the gods have I entrusted unto thee. 103. Be thou exalted, thou my chosen spouse. 104. May they magnify thy name over all of them. The Enuna, Ki. 105. She hath given him the tablets of destiny, on his breast she laid them, saying. 106. Thy command shall not be without avail, and the word of thy mouth shall be established. 107. Now Kingu, thus exalted, having received the power of Anu. 108. Decreed the fate for the gods, her sons, saying. 109. Let the opening of your mouth quench the fire god. 110. Whoso is exalted in the battle, let him display his might. 111. I sent Anu, but he could not withstand her. 112. Nudimid was afraid and turned back. 113. But Marduk hath set out, the director of the gods, your son. 114. Tio set out against Tiamat, his heart hath prompted him. 115. He opened his mouth and spake unto me, saying. 116. If I, your avenger. 117. Conquer Tiamat and give you life. 118. Appoint an assembly, make my fate preeminent and proclaim it. 119. In Upshakanaku seat yourselves joyfully together. 120. With my word in place of you will I decree fate. 121. May whatsoever I do remain unaltered. 122. May the word of my lips never be changed nor made of no avail. 123. Hasten, therefore, and swiftly decree for him the fate which you bestow. 124. That he may go and fight your strong enemy. 125. Lamu and Lahamu heard and cried aloud. 126. All of the Ijiji wailed bitterly, saying. 127. What has been altered so that they should? 128. We do not understand the deed of Tiamat. 129. Then did they collect and go. 130. The great gods, all of them, who decree a fate. 131 They entered in before Anshar, they filled. 132 They kissed one another in the assembly. 133 They made ready for the feast, at the banquet they sat. 134 They ate bread, they mixed a sesame wine. 135 The sweet drink, the mead, confused their. 136 They were drunk with drinking, their bodies were filled. 137 They were wholly at ease, their spirit was exalted. 138 Then for Marduk, their avenger, did they decree the fate. The fourth tablet 1 They prepared for him a lordly chamber. 2 Before his fathers as prince he took his place. 3 Thou art chiefest among the great gods. 4 Thy fate is unequalled, thy word is Anu. 5 O Marduk, thou art chiefest among the great gods. 6 Thy fate is unequalled, thy word is Anu. 7 Henceforth not without avail shall be thy command. 8 In thy power shall it be to exalt and to abase. 9 Established shall be the word of thy mouth, irresistible shall be thy command. 10 None among the gods shall transgress thy boundary. 11 Abundance, the desire of the shrines of the gods. 12 Shall be established in thy sanctuary, even though they lack offerings. 13 O Marduk, thou art our avenger. 14 We give thee sovereignty over the whole world. 15 Sit thou down in night, be exalted in thy command. 16 Thy weapon shall never lose its power, it shall crush thy foe. 17 O Lord, spare the life of him that putteth his trust in thee. 18 But as for the God who began the rebellion, pour out his life. 19 Then set they in their midst a garment. 20 And unto Marduk their firstborn they spake. 21 May thy fate, O Lord, be supreme among the gods. 22 To destroy and to create, speak thou the word, and thy command shall be fulfilled. 23 Command now and let the garment vanish. 24 And speak the word again and let the garment reappear. 25 Then he spake with his mouth, and the garment vanished. 26 Again he commanded it, and the garment reappeared. 27 When the gods, his fathers, beheld the fulfillment of his word. 28 They rejoiced, and they did homage unto him, saying, Marduk is king. 29 They bestowed upon him the scepter, and the throne, and the ring. 30 They give him an invincible weapon, which overwhelmeth the foe. 31 Go, and cut off the life of Tiamat. 32 And let the wind carry her blood into secret places. 33 After the gods his fathers had decreed for the Lord his fate. 34 They caused him to set out on a path of prosperity and success. 35 He made ready the bow, he chose his weapon. 36 He slung a spear upon him and fastened it. 37 He raised the club, in his right hand he grasped it. 38 The bow and the quiver he hung at his side. 39 He set the lightning in front of him. 40 With burning flame he filled his body. 41 He made a net to enclose the inward parts of Tiamat. 42 The four winds he stationed so that nothing of her might escape. 43 The south wind and the north wind and the east wind and the west wind. 44 He brought near to the net, the gift of his father Anu. 45 He created the evil wind, and the tempest, and the hurricane. 46 And the fourfold wind, and the sevenfold wind, and the whirlwind, and the wind which had no equal. 47 He sent forth the winds which he had created, the seven of them. 48 Tio disturbed the inward parts of Tiamat, they followed after him. 49 Then the Lord raised the thunderbolt, his mighty weapon. 50 He mounted the chariot, the storm unequalled for terror. 51 He harnessed and yoked unto it 4 horses. 52 Destructive, ferocious, overwhelming, and swift of pace. 53 With their teeth, they were flecked with foam. 54 They were skilled in, they had been trained to trample underfoot. 55 Mighty in battle. 56 Left and a right. 57 His garment was, he was clothed with terror. 58 With overpowering brightness his head was crowned. 59 Then he set out, he took his way. 60 And towards the rag in Tiamat he set his face. 61 On his lips he held. 62 He grasped in his hand. 63 Then they beheld him, the gods beheld him. 64 The gods his fathers beheld him, the gods beheld him. 65 And the Lord drew nigh, he gazed upon the inward parts of Tiamat. 66 he perceived the muttering of Kingu, her spouse. 67. As Marduk gazed, Kingu was troubled in his gait. 68. His will was destroyed and his motion ceased. 69. And the gods, his helpers, who marched by his side. 70. Beheld their leaders and their sight was troubled. 71. But Tiamat, she turned not her neck. 72. With lips that failed not she uttered rebellious words. 73. Thy coming is Lord of the gods. 74. From their places have they gathered, in thy place are they. 75. Then the Lord erased the thunderbolt, his mighty weapon. 76. And against Tiamat, who was raging, thus he sent the word. 77. Thou art become great, thou hast exalted thyself on high. 78. And thy heart hath prompted thee to call to battle. 79. Their fathers. 80. There thou hatest. 81. Thou hast exalted King U to be thy spouse. 82. Thou hast him, that, even as Anu, he should issue decrees. 83. Thou hast followed after evil. 84. And against the gods my fathers thou hast contrived thy wicked plan. 85. Let then thy host be equipped, let thy weapons be girded on. 86. Stand. I and thou, let us join battle. 87. When Tiamat heard these words. 88. She was like one possessed, she lost her reason. 89. Tiamat uttered wild, piercing cries. 90. She trembled and shook to her very foundations. 91. She recited an incantation, she pronounced a spell. 92. And the gods of the battle cried out for their weapons. 93. Then advanced Tiamat and Marduk, the counselor of the gods. 94. To the fight they came on, to the battle they drew nigh. 95. The Lord spread out his net and caught her. 96. And the evil wind that was behind him he let loose in her face. 97. As Tiamat opened her mouth to its full extent. 98. He drove in the evil wind, while as yet she had not shut her lips. 99. The terrible winds filled her belly. 100. And her courage was taken from her, and her mouth she opened wide. 101. He seized the spear and burst her belly. 102. He severed her inward parts, he pierced her heart. 103. He overcame her and cut off her life. 104. He cast down her body and stood upon it. 105. When he had slain Tiamat, the leader. 106. Her might was broken, her host was scattered. 107. And the gods her helpers, who marched by her side. 108. Trembled, and were afraid, and turned back. 109. They took to flight to save their lives. 110. But they were surrounded, so that they could not escape. 111. He took them captive, he broke their weapons. 112. In the net they were caught and in the snare they sat down. 113. Of the world they filled with cries of grief. 114. They received punishment from him, they were held in bondage. 115. And on the 11 creatures which she had filled with the power of striking terror. 116. Upon the troop of devils, who marched at her. 117. He brought affliction, their strength he. 118. Them and their opposition he trampled under his feet. 119. Moreover, Kingu, who had been exalted over them. 120. He conquered, and with the god Duggar he counted him. 121. He took from him the tablets of destiny that were not rightly his. 122. He sealed them with a seal and in his own breast he laid them. 123. Now after the hero Marduk had conquered and cast down his enemies. 124. And had made the arrogant foe even like. 125. And had fully established Anshar's triumph over the enemy. 126. And had attained the purpose of Nudimmud. 127. Over the captive gods he strengthened his durance. 128. And unto Tiamat, whom he had conquered, he returned. 129. And the Lord stood upon Tiamat's hinder parts. 130. And with his merciless club he smashed her skull. 131. He cut through the channels of her blood. 132. And he made the north wind bear it away into secret places. 133. His fathers beheld, and they rejoiced and were glad. 134. Presents and gifts they brought unto him. 135. Then the Lord rested, gazing upon her dead body. 136. While he divided the flesh of the and devised a cunning plan. 137, he split her up like a flat fish into two halves. 138. One half of her he established as a covering for heaven. 139, he fixed a bolt, he stationed a watchman. 140. And bade them not to let her waters come forth. 141, he passed through the heavens, he surveyed the regions thereof. 142. And over against the deep he set the dwelling of Nudimmud. 143, and the Lord measured the structure of the deep. 144. And he founded Esherah, a mansion like unto it. 145, the mansion Esherah which he created as heaven. 146. He caused Anu, Bel, and Ea in their districts to inhabit. The fifth tablet 1. He, Marduk, made the stations for the great gods. 2. The stars, their images as the stars of the zodiac, he fixed. 3. He ordained the year, and into sections he divided it. 4. For the 12 months he fixed 3 stars. 5. After he had the days of the year images. 6. He founded the station of Nibia 152 to determine their bounds. 7. That none might err or go astray. 8. He set the station of Bel and Ea along with him. 9. He opened great gates on both sides. 10. He made strong the bolt on the left and on the right. 11. In the midst thereof he fixed the zenith. 12. The moon god he caused to shine forth, the night he entrusted to him. 13. He appointed him, a being of the night, to determine the days. 14. Every month without ceasing with the crown he covered him, saying. 15. At the beginning of the month, when thou shinest upon the land. 16. Thou commandest the horns to determine 6 days. 17. And on the 7th day to divide the crown. 18. On the 14th day thou shalt stand opposite the half. 19. When the sun got on the foundation of heaven. 20. Thou shalt cause to, and thou shalt make his. 21. Unto the path of the sun god shalt thou cause to draw nigh. 22. And on the day thou shalt stand opposite, and the sun god shall. 23. To traverse her way. 24. Thou shalt cause to draw nigh, and thou shalt judge the right. 25. To destroy. 26. Me. The following 22 lines are taken from K3, 449a, and probably form part of the 5th tablet. 66. 67. 68 from. 69 in Isagal. 70 to establish. 71 the station of. 72 the great gods. 73 the gods. 74 he took and. 75 the gods his fathers beheld the net which he had made. 76 they beheld the bow and how its work was accomplished. 77 they praised the work which he had done. 78 then Anu raised in the assembly of the gods. 79 he kissed the bow, saying, It is. 80 and thus he named the names of the bow, saying, 81 Longwood shall be one name, and the second name shall be. 82 and its third name shall be the bowstar, in heaven shall it. 83 then he fixed a station for it. 84 now after the fate of. 85 he set a throne. 86 in heaven. 87. The following traces of the last 13 lines of the 5th tablet are taken from the reverse of K, 11,641, and from the reverse of K, 8,526. 128. Him. 129. Them. 130. Him. 131. Them. 132. There. May. 133. The God spake. 134. The heavens. 153. 135. Your son. 136. Our. Hath he. 137. He hath caused to live. 138. Splendor. 139. Not. 140. We. The 6th tablet 1. When Marduk heard the word of the gods. 2. His heart prompted him and he devised a cunning plan. 3. He opened his mouth and unto Ea he spake. 4. That which he had conceived in his heart he imparted unto him. 5. My blood will I take and bone will I fashion. 6. I will make man, that man may. 7. I will create man who shall inhabit the earth. 8. That the service of the gods may be established, and that their shrines 154 may be built. 9. But I will alter the ways of the gods, and I will change their paths. 10. Together shall they be oppressed 155, and unto evil shall they. 11. And Ea answered him and spake the word. 12. Of the gods I have changed. 13. And 1. 14. Shall be destroyed and men will I. 15. And the gods. 16. And they. 17. And the gods. 18. 19. The gods. 20. The Anunnaki. 21. The rest of the text is wanting 156 with the exception of the last few lines of the tablet, which read as follows. 138. 139. 140 when. 141 they rejoiced. 142 in Upshukinaku they set their dwelling. 143 of the heroic son, their avenger, they cried. 144. We, whom he succored. 145 they seated themselves and in the assembly they named him. 146. They all cried aloud, they exalted a him. 157. The seventh tablet 1. O Asari, bestower of planting, founder of sowing. 2. Creator of grain and plants, who caused the green herb to spring up. 3. O Asarulim, who is revered in the house of counsel, who aboundeth in counsel. 4. The gods paid homage, fear took hold upon them. 5. O Asarulim Nuna, the mighty one, the light of the Father who begat him. 6. Who directeth the decrees of Anu, Bel, and Ea. 7. He was their patron, he ordained their. 8. He, whose provision is abundance, goeth forth. 9. Tutu is a 158, he who created them anew. 10. Should their wants be pure, then are they satisfied. 11. Should he make an incantation, then are the gods appeased. 12. Should they attack him in anger, he withstandeth their onslaught. 13. Let him therefore be exalted, and in the assembly of the gods let him. 14. None among the gods can rival him. 15. Tutu is Ziakana, the life of the host of the gods. 16. Who established for the gods the bright heavens. 17. He set them on their way and ordained their path. 18. Never shall his deeds be forgotten among men. 19. Tutu as Ziazag thirdly they named, the bringer 159 of purification. 20. The god of the favouring breeze, the lord of hearing and mercy. 21. The creator of fullness and abundance, the founder of plenteousness. 22. Who increaseth all that is small. 23. In sore distress we felt his favouring breeze. 24. Let them say, let them pay reverence, let them bow in humility before him. 25. Tutu as Aguazag may mankind fourthly magnify. 26. The Lord of the pure incantation, the quickener of the dead. 27. Who had mercy upon the captive gods. 28. Who removed the yoke from upon the gods his enemies. 29. For their forgiveness did he create mankind. 30. The merciful one, with whom it is to bestow life. 31. May his deeds endure, may they never be forgotten. 32. In the mouth of mankind 160 whom his hands have made. 33. Tutu as Muazag, fifthly, his pure incantation, may their mouth proclaim. 34. Who through his pure incantation hath destroyed all the evil ones. 35. Shagzu, who knoweth the heart of the gods, who seeth through the innermost part. 36. The evildoer he hath not cause to go forth with him. 37. Founder of the assembly of the gods, who their heart. 38. Subduer of the disobedient. 39. Who rebellion and 41. Tutu as Zisai, the 42. Who put an end to anger, who 43. Tutu as Succor, thirdly, the destroyer of the foe. 44. Who put their plans to confusion. 45. Who destroyed all the wicked. 46. Let them. 47. The following lines are taken from the fragment K 12,830, but their position in the text is uncertain. He named the four quarters of the world, mankind he created, and upon him understanding. Tiamat. Distant. May. The following lines are taken from the fragment K, 13761. 10:161. The Mighty One. Agil, the Creator of the earth. Zulumu. The Giver of counsel and of whatsoever. Mumu, the Creator of. Mulil, the heavens, who for. Gishgal, let 10, who brought the gods to naught. Lugal ab who in. Pap who in. The following lines are taken from the fragment K, 8519 and its duplicate K, 13337. This portion of the text was not separated by much from that preserved by K, 13761. The chief of all lords. Supreme is his might. Lugal Derma, the king of 162 of the band of the gods, the lord of rulers, who is exalted in a royal habitation, who among the gods is gloriously supreme. Adununa, the counselor of Ea, who created the gods his fathers, unto the path of his majesty no god can ever attain. In Dolazag he made it known, pure is his dwelling. The of those without understanding is Lugal Dolazaga. Supreme is his might. There in the midst of Tiamat. Of the battle. The numbering of the following lines is based on the marginal numbers upon number 91,139, plus 93,073. 105. Hymn 106. The star which it shineth in the heavens. 107. May he hold the beginning and the future. 163. May they 164 pay homage unto him. 108. Saying, he who forced his way through the midst of Tiamat without resting. 109. Let his name be Nibiru, the Caesar of the midst. 110. For the stars of heaven he upheld the paths. 111. He shepherded all the gods like sheep. 112. He conquered Tiamat, he troubled and ended her life. 113. In the future of mankind, when the days grow old. 114. May this be heard without ceasing, may it hold sway forever. 115. Since he created the realm of heaven and fashioned the firm earth. 116. The Lord of the world, the Father Beleth called his name. 117. This title, which all the spirits of heaven proclaimed. 118. Did Ea hear, and his spirit was rejoiced, and he said. 119. He whose name his fathers have made glorious. 120. Shall be even as I, his name shall be Ea. 121. The binding of all my decrees shall he control. 122. All my commands shall he make known. 123. By the name of 50 did the great gods. 124. Proclaim his 50 names, they made his path preeminent. 165. Epilogue 125. Let them 166 be held in remembrance, and let the first man proclaim them. 126. Let the wise and the understanding consider them together. 127. Let the father repeat them and teach them to his son. 128. Let them be in the ears of the pastor and the shepherd. 129. Let a man rejoice in Marduk, the Lord of the gods. 130. That he may cause his land to be fruitful, and that he himself may have prosperity. 131. His word standeth fast, his command is unaltered. 132. The utterance of his mouth hath no God ever annulled. 133. He gazed in his anger, he turned not his neck. 134. When he is wroth, no God can withstand his indignation. 135. Wide is his heart, broad is his compassion. 136. The sinner and evildoer in his presence. 137. They received instruction, they spake before him. 138. Unto. 139. Of Marduk may the gods. 140. May they. His name. 141. They took and. 142. 167. Other accounts of the history of creation. 1. Another version of the dragon, myth. 168 OBV. I. The city's side, men. 2. Men uttered lamentation, they. 3. For their lamentation there was none to help. 4. For their grief there was none to take them by the hand. 5. Who was the dragon? 6. Tiamat. 169 was the dragon. 7. Bel in heaven hath formed. 8. 50 kaspu in his length, 1 kaspu his height, 179. 6 cubits is his mouth, 12 cubits his, 10. 12 cubits is the circuit of his ears, 11. For the space of 60 cubits he, the bird, 12. In water 9 cubits deep he draggeth. 13. He riseth his tail on high, 14. All the gods of heaven. 15. In heaven the gods bowed themselves down before the moon god, 16. The border of the moon god's robe they hasty, lie grasped as 17. Who will go and slay the dragon, 171 18. And deliver the broad land from, 19. And become king over. 20. Go, tissue, slay the dragon, 21. And deliver the broad land from, 22. And become king over. 23. Thou hast sent me, O Lord, to the raging creatures, 172 of the river, 24. But I know not the of the dragon. The rest of the obverse and the upper part of the reverse of the tablet are wanting. Rev. 1. And opened his mouth and spake unto the god 173, 2. Stir up cloud, and storm, and tempest. 3. The seal of thy life shalt thou set before thy face, 4. Thou shalt grasp it, and thou shalt slay the dragon. 5. He stirred up cloud, and storm, and tempest, 6. He is set the seal of his life before his face, 7. He grasped it, and he slew the dragon. 8. For 3 years and 3 months, 1 day and 1 night, 174 9. The blood of the dragon flowed. 175 2. A reference to the creation of the cattle and the beasts of the field, 176 1. When the gods in their assembly had made the world, 2. And had created the heavens and had formed the earth, 177 3. And had brought living creatures into being, 4. And had fashioned the cattle of the field, and the beasts of the field, and the creatures of the city, 5. After they had unto the living creatures, 6. And between the beasts of the field and the creatures of the city had divided. 7. And had all creatures, the whole of creation, 8. And had which in the whole of my family, 9. Then did Ninigizag fashion 2 small creatures. 10. Among all the beasts he made their form glorious, 11. The goddess Gula. 12. 1 white and 1 black. 13. 1 white and 1 black. 14. The rest of the text is wanting. 3. A reference to the creation of the moon and the sun, 1. When the gods Anna, Enlil, and Enki, 2. Through their sure counsel and by their great commands, 3. Ordained the renewal of the moon god, 4. The reappearance of the moon and the creation of the month, 5. And ordained the oracle of heaven and earth, 6. The new moon did Anna cause to appear, 7. In the midst of heaven he beheld it come forth. 8. Version. When Anu, Bel and Ea, 9. The great gods, through their sure counsel, 10. Fixed the bounds of heaven and earth, 11. And to the hands of the great gods entrusted, 12. The creation of the day and the renewal of the month which they might behold, 13. And mankind beheld the sun god 178 in the gate of his going forth, 14. In the midst of heaven and earth they duly created him. 4. An address to the river of creation, 179 1. O thou river, who didst create all things, 2. When the great gods dug thee out, 3. They set prosperity upon thy banks, 4. Within the Ea, the king of the deep, created his dwelling, 5. The deluge they sent not before thou wert. 6. Fire, and wrath, and splendor, and terror, 7. Have Ea and Marduk presented unto thee. 8. Thou judgest the cause of mankind. 9. O river, thou art mighty. O river, thou art supreme. O river, thou art righteous. 5. Another version of the creation of the world by Marduk 180 OBV. 1. The holy house, the house of the gods, in the holy place had not yet been made, 2. No reed had sprung up, no tree had been created. 3. No brick had been laid, no building had been set up, 4. No house had been erected, no city had been built, 5. No city had been made. No creature had been created. 6. Nippur had not been made, Eker had not been built, 7. Erech had not been created, Eanna had not been built, 8. The deep had not been created, Eridu had not been built. 9. Of the holy house, the house of the gods, the habitation had not been made. 10. All lands were sea. 11. At that time there was a movement in the sea. 12. Then was Eridu made, and Esagil was built. 13. Esagil, where in the midst of the deep the god Lugal-Dulazaga 181 dwelleth. 14. The city of Babylon was built, and Esagil was finished. 15. The gods, the Anunnaki, he 182 created at one time. 16. The holy city, the dwelling of their heart's desire, they proclaimed supreme. 17. Marduk laid a reed upon the face of the waters. 18. He formed dust and poured it out beside the reed. 19. That he might cause the gods to dwell in the habitation of their heart's desire. 20. He formed mankind. 21. The goddess Aruru together with him 183 created the seed of mankind. 22. The beasts of the field and living creatures in the field he formed. 23. He created the Tigris and the Euphrates, and he set them in their place. 24. Their names he declared in goodly fashion. 25. The grass, the rush of the marsh, the reed, and the forest he created. 26. The green herb of the field he created. 27. The lands, the marshes, and the swamps. 28. The wild cow and her young, the wild calf, the ewe and her young, the lamb of the fold. 29. Plantations and forests. 30. The he-goat and the mountain goat. Him. 31. The Lord Marduk laid in a dam by the side of the sea. 32. He a swamp, he made a marsh. Page 136, page 137, 33. He brought into existence. 34. Reeds he formed, trees he created. 35. He made in their place. 36. Bricks he laid, buildings he set up. 37. Houses he made, cities he built. 38. Cities he made, creatures he created. 39. Nippur he made, Eker he built. 40. Eric he made, Ian he built. The rest of the obverse and the beginning of the reverse of the tablet are wanting. Rev. 1. The decree. 2. 3f. Thy exalted minister is Papsicle, the wise counselor of the gods. 5. May Nina Hakudu, the daughter of Ea. 6. Purify thee with the pure censer. 7. And may she cleanse thee with cleansing fire. 8f. With a cup of pure water from the deep shalt thou purify thy way. 10. By the incantation of Marduk, the king of the hosts of heaven and earth. 11. May the abundance of the land enter into thee. 12. And may thy decree be accomplished forever. 13f. O Izida, thou glorious dwelling, thou art dear unto the hearts of Anu and Ishtar. 15. May Ezida shine like the heavens, may it be bright like the earth, may it be glorious like the heart of heaven. 16. And may it be firmly established.